Hello and welcome to Chrome Computing. In the last few days, I've been doing some videos about RAM and how important RAM is for your Chromebook. I've also done some videos on how you can do a swap, which is getting some of your storage to be used as virtual RAM. So in today's video, I'm going to look much more in depth on how you can see how your Chromebook uses RAM. So this is really interesting. We'll see exactly what's being used and why it's being used. And you might be quite shocked because I've had a quick look myself just now before deciding to do the video. And there's some things up there I was thinking, wow, well, why is that there? So let's have a look at how we can check all this out. So I'll just move that there for now. So what you need to do, you need to open up a Chrome browser. By the way, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you find this useful, because it will help me make more videos, and it'll also help people find these videos as well. Okay, so at the top here, just type in Chrome and then colon // and then do system and then hit return. Now, the information on here, don't get me wrong, it's quite techie, if I'm being honest with you. I don't really understand what all this means. I'll have to go into it. However, I have found an area which I was wanting to look for, which is quite interesting, and that's all about memory, which is what we're discussing today. So do forgive me if I look around. It's because I've got another screen open, so I need to use that as well. So sorry, I might be going a bit too quick. So what I've just done there is you've got to the top. Expand all will just expand all of the information on the ones which has got collapse. You don't really need to do that. So collapse all, and then it will close them down, and you can expand them as you go if you want to. But what we're interested in is memory for RAM. So the quickest way to get there is just do from this page here, press Control and F, and then type in mem, and then it would go to the first one, but we're not going to there. Press it, return again until we get here. So mem usage, that's what we're looking for. So you can just close down that search now there. And then this memory usage. So let's have a look. So in here, it tells you what is being used. So you've got browser, 188 megabytes. You've got an extension, 160 megabytes. You've got another extension, 131 megabytes. GPU, that's a graphic processor unit. Now, a graphics card. Chromebooks don't have graphics card, so it will be that the processor has obviously an integrated graphics card, because you need some sort of graphics card to make so you can see what's on your actual display. So it's not an independent graphics card. It's just a graphics card inside your processor. And then we've got a tab here, 74 megabyte, another tab, 59 megabyte, another extension, 56 megabyte, tab, utility service. A lot of these here are more system things, utility. So these are system things which you can't really do much about. However, I was thinking, well, what are all these extensions? Because all I've got open at the moment is this window here. I've got a Chrome window open over there, and that's just so I can record this video. I've obviously got my webcam running, and the USB is running for the microphone as well, but that's about it. So you can see all this is quite a lot really when you think about it, bearing in mind I've not really opened much. So if you go down, because this doesn't really tell you much, but next to that you've got memory usage to that there. You've got memory usage with title. So expand that one, and then it gives you a bit more detail. So again, browser, 188 megabytes. Extension, Screencastify, that's absolutely fine, because that's what I'm using to record this video. Grammarly for Chrome, that's open. Now, that's quite strange, because I do use Grammarly for when I'm doing my website, because it helps you, when you type something, it will say, maybe you want to do it this way instead. So I do use Grammarly, but I'm not using it right now. So that's a good indication of, if you're running low on RAM, maybe you need to start managing your extensions a bit more, because Grammarly is this here, up here. So whenever I'm typing, the reason it's running is because if I was going on anywhere and start to type, it would try and tell me maybe you want to do it this way. So I use it a lot, so I'd obviously not turn it off. But if you did have something like that installed, and it's using 131 megabyte just to sit there, you might want to think, maybe I need to disable that for a while. And then we've got here tab 74 megabytes and new tab 59 megabytes. Now, I'm not really sure what it means by that, because I've definitely only got open. Yeah, so the new tab is just the Chrome, what I've got open to record this video. So that's fine. And then tab Chrome about system is obviously this, what we're looking at now, 46 megabytes. Utility, you can't do much about. However, this one, extension, Google Play Music. And I was thinking, well, I didn't even remember that I had that extension on there, and Google Play Music doesn't even exist anymore. So this is a really good way of realizing maybe what's taking up your RAM. Bearing in mind, I've just turned on my Chromebooks today. I've not used any of these services. So these services are auto loading and auto starting when you start, and they use memory RAM just to be there. So things like that, straight away, I've got to think, right, well, that needs to go. I need to get rid of Google Play Music. So that's an extension that will be going. Now, what I'll do is what I'll show you, I'm going to put it on my other display, because I'm going to go into things like, I'll quickly show you, but I will put it on the other display because it would just get messy, but I'll just quickly show you what I'm going to do. So on this new tab here, I'm going to go into YouTube. So there we go. So I've got a YouTube open. So I'll drag that back over there. So it's sitting there. Now, it won't obviously show YouTube here because it's not real time. You have to refresh. So click your refresh button at the top there. And remember where we were, memory usage with title. So click refresh. And then control find, and it's MEM. Just find where we roughly are, which is there. There we go. And then memory of title, YouTube, you can see there a new tab, 185 megabytes. So just to open up YouTube in a tab, and bear in mind with YouTube, you do get a lot of images showing up ready for the videos to show. And I'm sure inside that there's some code to make this video play as soon as you hit the play button. So there's that to consider as well. But that's took 185 megabytes. So you can see straight away how your memory can easily be used up. So what I'm going to do, this video isn't going to be short because we want to try and go straight into it so I can show you all the different information, because it's quite interesting. And I think you'd realize how you could possibly stop using RAM where you don't need to use RAM in the future. It's especially good if you've not got a lot of RAM on your Chromebook. So if you go down here and look at mem info and expand, one thing I realise, it's got mem total 8. How many zeros is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's gigabyte. So that's saying 8 gigabyte, which is absolutely correct. This Chromebook has got 8 gigabyte of RAM. And then it's got memory free. There's only 2 gigabyte of RAM free. So 8 gigabyte of RAM, only 2 gigabyte of RAM free. And that's because we've got all of these open here. But then I realized memory available for 6. So that's saying there's 8 gigabytes. You've only got 2 gigabyte free, but memory available is 4.6. And this confused me a bit, and I still don't know a definite answer on this. But what I think it was, when I was doing a video the other day, I put a swap in, and that was to add 2 gigabyte of virtual memory, which I was going to use for my storage. And you can see that is in place, we will obviously do this through the video to see if I'm correct. I think that's what this anomaly, and oh, I can't get my words out, anomaly, I still can't get my words out. The difference is there. So here we go, swap total there. That's the 2 GB virtual RAM that I added to my Chromebook the other day. I have just disabled it when I realised, because I don't need it at the moment, not with an 8 GB Chrome box, but if you've got less, you might want to use it. I have just disabled it, but it won't disable until I reboot. So at the moment it's there. So I think this is why this is different. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up apps along the way to show you how they're used and see if we can make it use all of this available 2 GB left. And then if my theory is correct, what I would then expect to see is this to start being used. So at the moment we've opened up YouTube, which we can see there. So I'm going to open up a new one. And I'm going to open up Facebook. Okay, so I've opened up Facebook. The refreshing is a bit frustrating, but there's no way around it really. Refresh, Control, find, type in MEM, or it should still be there. No, it's not still there. Right, MEM. Okay, so memory usage. Now, as I said, this doesn't really help this part here. You want to use memory usage with title. So memory usage with title. Sorry, I'm just making sure the video is still recording, which I think it is. That's all fine. So memory usage with title. And here we've now got Facebook, 182 megabyte. We've got a strange 4 next to it. And we've got YouTube, and we've still got the Screencastify, which I use to record. Got Grammarly still, can't even say it. And we've got Google Play Music still. And About System has now took up more space, as you can see. I think that was about 49 megabyte when we last did it. It's now took up a little bit more space, which may be because it's having to show us more data. So the number 4, I was a bit confused about what that actually meant. I didn't really understand. So unless it means tab 4, but I don't think it does. No, what I think, right, okay, I can see what it is. What that is that's what the actual tab is called. So I've gone onto Facebook and that's the tab, but because I've got 4 notifications, it's put 4 in brackets beforehand. So if you had this open, for example, you would see that you'd have 4 Facebook open there. I hope that makes sense. I can't really show you my personal Facebook. Not being funny, but yeah. Okay, so now, right, so that's that open. Let me now show you, I will show you my Facebook very quickly just so you can see what I mean. Right, scroll this down. It's not going to show you. Right, 1 second, let me show you another way. Maybe I can show you here actually. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I don't need to show you that side. So there, that's what it is. It's because I've got Facebook open and the tab name is 4 brackets Facebook. So that's what that means, that 4. I at first thought, is it telling me there's 4 instances of Facebook being open, which would be quite strange. So as you can see, we've now opened up Facebook, we've opened up YouTube, and the memory is still 2 GB available. So I'm going to open up a couple of more. I'm going to open up the BBC. I'm going to open up CNN, which I think CNN.com, which I think takes up quite a lot of room. We've got lots of videos already available on the top. What else can we open? Don't know really what we can open. Let's go into Google. Open up Metro News as well. So hopefully now we can see here, we've got all these open. So BBC, CNN, News, YouTube, Facebook. So if we refresh, the reason I'm doing this, I'm trying to show, like, people say you run out of RAM quickly, which perhaps is true to an extent, but I think it's more to do with the fact that you've got extensions opening you might no longer be using, because we've opened all these new browsers, because people are saying, oh, the more tabs you open, that will use it. But how many tabs are we actually referring to before it, you run out of RAM? And I don't think it's that bad. Obviously, it depends on what it's doing. Right, so Facebook's 167 still. CNN International, blah, 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 156 megabyte. YouTube, 147. Grammarly News, latest breaking news, Metro, 104 megabyte. So you can see how it quickly adds up. But again, that's still giving you, well, it's now 1.5 gigabyte free. So we need to try, what I want to try and do is to get it so all of my RAM runs out. And then what I'm expected to see, because I don't understand why this is different, only thing I can think of, it's when I did that swap. I want to see if the swap is then used. So we'll just open up loads of random things. So if I open up Gmail, and if I open up Google Drive, and I'll also open up Google Photos. So let's see what that does. So now I've opened up quite a few tabs. As you can see them all here. Let's do a refresh. Control F, find MEM, do a couple of returns. There we go. So memory usage with title, they should all be there. We've got Facebook, CNN, YouTube, BBC, Chrome. We've got all these open. All these are the tabs. Have they not called it? Google Docs, 46 megabyte. Storage. What else have we opened? So photos, where's Google Photos? How does that show? There we go, I just saw it. Photos, 129 megabytes. So you've opened up quite a few tabs now. And as far as memory is concerned, right, so it is starting to go down now. So where we had 1.5 gigabyte left last time, now I think we've got 600 megabytes. So I'm thinking if we play a YouTube video in the background and I'll mute it, else it would be frustratingly annoying. We need a long one. There we go. There's a Fox News video. Let's just play that and then I'll mute it. There we go. Now, I would imagine that surely is going to have an impact on your RAM. So refresh again. Control F, MEM. Oh, no, MEM. So memory usage with title. Open up this. Right, there's YouTube there, 150 megabytes, but I think there's a second YouTube because I've opened a second tab, I believe. And we've got YouTube there. I would have expected to use more than that. So that's my inbox. Look at that. That's crazy. So Gmail, just to open up Gmail, which is their inbox, that's taking up 244 megabytes. Which is crazy amount. But then I don't know. I don't know why it's taken up that much. Maybe it needs it. 244 megabytes sounds a lot. Is it a lot really when what Gmail does? You've got to bear in mind it's constantly looking for emails coming in, it's going to show all the emails that you've got. It's most likely preloads emails, so when you click on them, you're going to wait around, who knows. But there we go. So we've got the American government is at war. Now that's what this video is, I think. Yeah, it is. So that's 241 megabytes. So that YouTube video playing, and I believe it's HD. No, it's not HD. Quality 720. Doesn't give me a HD option for some reason. That's quite strange. Okay, so that's that. Let's see what it's done on the memory. So now it's gone down to, we've got 300 megabytes available, which is still, there's not lots, but it's still a bit. So we're going to have to do some more. Right, so let's open up. See, I think, although I appreciate my Chromebox has got 8 GB of RAM, I think this shows you can open up quite a few tabs without running out of RAM. But then I guess it depends on what you're going to be opening. So maybe if we open up slides. So we go Google Docs now, and I'll open up an actual slide. And I'm also going to open up a Google spreadsheet, Google Sheets, Sheets. Let's open up. I'll just open up a blank sheet. Right, so now we've got open all this about system, which is this page here. New tab, I think that's just a blank one, which you've got for recording the video. We've got YouTube, we've got Facebook, BBC, CNN, latest news, which I think that's Metro. We've got a Gmail open, a Google Drive open, Google Photos open. That's the video playing in the background, and we've got Google Sheets. One of these is Google Sheets, and the other one is Google Slides. So we have at the moment 300 megabytes. Let's have a look what happens when we refresh. Memory of title, we should see all them now. So you can see there's a lot more open now. Google Drive is using 194 megabytes. Google Sheets, does it show open on its own? I need to stop leaning forward because it takes me out of focus. Sorry, I'm sure you're not looking at my face, and I'm sure you're looking at the screen. But oh, there's Google Sheets at the top. So, well, wow, that's quite a whopping 317 megabyte Google Sheets, and that's got no data on at the moment. No data. So memory info, I would expect it to be, it's still there. Is it using any of this swap? It is actually starting to use a little bit of the swap, although it's only a tiny amount. You can see it's using some because that's available, and that's free. So it has started to use it, and the reason why it's done that is because although there's 200 megabytes isn't a lot. So there's 200 megabytes available. It started to use the swap. So I think that has, my logic, I think, was correct on this one. So let's open up a few more just to try and really show that that's the case. And then we'll have to look at, obviously, what you can do to try and fix your RAM issues. So that might be another video because this video might end up being a bit too long. Yeah, so let's open up another YouTube. I'm just going to open up loads now just to make it go through. So that's 2 YouTube videos we've got streaming now, and then open up another YouTube video. How long's that? We need them to be quite long, so I'll just stop. That one looks quite long. So that's 3 YouTube videos, and let's do another one because I really want to break this. YouTube. Don't want a video to go on for too long because I'm sure it can be too long. So there we go. So I've opened up quite a few now. Let's quickly do a refresh. Control find, MEM. Memory usage doesn't really give you much, but memory usage title, you'll now see we've got all of these open. And all of these are obviously system resources, but mainly all of these tabs that we've got open here. I've just opened up loads of random YouTube videos which are playing in the background. So memory info, it's gone down to 200 megabytes. So I'm sure it's now using the virtual memory because there's no way all them extra YouTube videos would just use 100 meg. I'm sure that was at 300 megabyte earlier. So let's have a look. So swap, yes. So it is using the swap. So that, first of all, it shows the swap works, which I'll put in because it has started using it. What else? Anything else here we need to be aware of? No. So I think we've opened up lots and it's still got memory free. I'm a bit disappointed that we got memory free. I want to try and make it none. But at the end of the day, I'm sure it's set up so there has to be some memory free, because if there's no memory free, you'd expect it to crash. But even so, that being said, I'd expect this to go down a lot more. So I'm going to open up Squoosh. I want to open up just open up loads of different random websites. Let's resize. I think this does show you can actually have quite a lot open without your system crashing. Got one here with Mark Zuckerberg on. Not sure what that's about. Just play that as well. So we've got loads of videos streaming now and loads of websites open, which you can see here. Quite a few. Control find, MEM, memory usage title, all of them. I'd expect to see, if we have a look, yeah, all of these now are YouTube. So it's there, Google Sheets. And all of these, as we realised earlier, these closed brackets, that's the tab name, which is, what I mean by that is this here, what it's called here. So YouTube 200, GPU 210, Google Slides 200, another YouTube 200, another YouTube 200, Google Drive 200, 184 YouTube, Facebook 164, video stream recording, and it is still recording, luckily, is there. Colour scheme website 148, breaking news. So we've got all of them open. Now, what I can see from this, from what it looks like to be the case, is the more tabs you open doesn't just take up more RAM for the actual, I was going to say program, that's not really correct, is it? The website you visiting, such as YouTube, because we definitely didn't have all these tabs here earlier. So just the tabs to be open must also take up extra RAM as well. Let's have a look. It's still stubbornly not moving that 200 megabyte of RAM. So that must be the cutoff point where Chrome OS comfortably still performs well. But I would surely expect the virtual RAM to be getting used now. I've gone blind to it. I can't see. There we go. Swap. Yeah. So it is being used. So it definitely works. But as I said, you don't have to set this yourself if you don't want to set your own. I did set this to 2 GB. Chrome OS does it anyway, but I don't know how it would look different compared to this. So I hope this video hasn't been too long. I just wanted to start doing videos, which is also, you know, having a look at Chrome OS as we go along, and I'm sort of looking at it at the same time you're looking at it. Although I've had a quick look beforehand, I've not looked through it like to this extent. So I do apologise if I've been doing things like that, for example. So I think what this shows is you need to be careful about the extensions you've got open. So if we just go back to the Google Play Music one, which was an issue, it does say an extension, so it shouldn't be an app. I'll have a quick look just to make sure. No, streaming. So there is a Play Music there, but I don't think it is an app. I think it is, as it says, an extension. So let's have a look. Extensions. There, look, yeah, Google Play Music. So Google Play Music, this is a classic example of why we should be looking at our extensions and maybe looking at the Chrome system like we have been doing in this video, because I wouldn't have really looked. And it's not that we're lazy, it's just that we've got better things to do, or you just forget to look, don't you? But essentially, I've got open Google Music. I can't remember how much space it was using now, but it was music. Google Play Music, 68 megabyte, which might not sound much, but when you think out, if you've got a lot open and you're using or you haven't got much RAM, that is quite a lot. And if you've got a lot of these extensions, it's like the Grammarly one. Although I use it, should I disable it when I'm not using it? You know, you've got to weigh up whether that's going to be more beneficial to you or not. I know personally, if I had a Chromebook with 2 GB of RAM or Chromebook with 4, I still don't think you'll struggle too much with 4 GB RAM Chromebook, but everybody's got their own opinions on that. But if I was struggling with RAM, I would definitely be doing this. So if we go back to, I'll show you, all you should be doing is obviously removing it. Yeah, and then you would be saving your memory. So I think that's it for this video. I hope it's really helped you to realise what is using your memory and how you can look to see what's using your memory, and perhaps look at the extensions you've got open, and maybe if you're not using them anymore, then to get rid of them because they're taking up your valuable RAM. Please like the video. That's gone really out of focus since starting the video. This is the problem with this webcam, it's a bit weird. Please like the video if you liked, and subscribe to the channel for future videos, and thanks for watching. Bye.